Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is August 7th of 2021. It's 11 a.m. in the morning. As you can see on the screen, I've got the Avery Media Live Streamer Cam 513. And the reason for that is it's on its way here. It's out for delivery now, so it should be here in a few hours maybe. A couple people made good comments about, Jim, you don't need, another USB webcam, and they're 100% correct. And I'm not sure if at least one person said, it's not going to be that noticeable over the Logitech Brio. I don't think they actually mentioned, but Logitech Brio on the C920. And I think that's probably basically true. Now the camera that's on the way, it's going to give a wider field of view, I think, and I always liked that. Back before there was a YouTube, or before, when I think I was streaming then directly from my own computer doing streaming. So I couldn't have a lot of people, but I would put the camera a lot of times far away. I'd move it around, but I'd have it up near the ceiling, pointing down where you could see the entire room, all that kind of stuff. I've always been interested in seeing these videos that people make where they're showing something, maybe a view out their window or stuff like that. So I think that I don't think it's I don't think it's worth $180 compared to the other. I don't think it's that much better. But we'll see. And it should be here in a while. New subject. Nobody's commented on it, but I've always been really good about, even before the World Wide Web, when I just had a bulletin board system, always communicating with people, answering their, even if they just left a comment, or something, answering that kind of stuff. Some of you may have noticed in the last week or two that you left a comment and it's not there. The reason for that is it's always been a little bit of a problem. There are people who, as soon as, and I'm sure they're not just picking on me, I'm sure they're doing it to everybody. As soon as I'll just talk about myself. As soon as a video is posted, immediately there will be a post of a comment, and I'm not even sure it may just say hi, or it doesn't go in any, it's, trash. And there'll be a link. And now, of course, YouTubers have the ability to turn off the link. In fact, I may have done that at the same time. I may have done that too in the last week or two when I did this. Anyway, there'll be a post as soon as I upload a video that doesn't say anything, might say hi or something, and then there's a link, very short link, and if you click on that link, it takes you to pages of pictures of naked women showing their breast or other parts. Children. So all my life, starting in even before that, when I did a printed publication that I mimeographed off 500 copies a month for years, I have just never censored people, never I've just set a very high standard for myself, and nobody else, knew it when it came to, I helped other bulletin board people, that set up bulletin board systems back in the olden days. And then it was nice that I would, years later, when they were adults and they were working someplace, I would be out and I would run into these people that I'd never met. Maybe, well, probably I did, because an awful lot of them said, you were to me, you're the first bulletin board system that I called, you know, when I got a modem for Christmas from my parents, and you talked to me, and you made me, you were so good, and you helped me out, and that kind of stuff. Some of these, they were business people, and, I think one was a banker or something. So I've tried not to censor people, and tried to respond right away to everybody. And now these people that have started this thing, it may be more or less like a same person, or maybe several people. But as soon as I post a video, the thing pops on there. You click on it, you go see naked women. I really don't care, but it's just, no, this is, uh, YouTube has their, what they want, what they don't want. And so, of course, I delete those things right away. I've been deleting them right away. And of course, I report them, but I don't think it does any good at all, because I've been through this before there was a YouTube and all this kind of stuff. No matter what you do, they, they'll come back some other way. They'll do something, and it's just, now I'm 80. I never can keep track of how old I am. I don't have time for that anymore. Back in the olden days when I was young, I had sort of fun, right? When I wrote my own BBS program, I talked about this someplace in one of my videos. I learned to program, better, because people would do some things, and then I would adjust my software and keep adjusting the software, and then they'd come back and they'd try something a little bit, a little bit different or whatever, and I would adjust the software and that kind of stuff. And it was at that time, but now it's not, it's not fun for me. And I can't believe that these people, getting something up there posted and somebody's going to click on it. People don't want to pay for anything anyway. I guess the one thing they might pay for is porn, But now I don't think you'd pay. Why would you pay for porn when you can get it free, on the internet? Anyway, if you leave a comment, right now I've got it set where I have to approve the comments. And I'm not in a big hurry to approve them. I just went through and I saw some excellent comments that had been there for a week or something like that, and that bugs me. But I just don't want to. I don't have the time to, at my age now, to be playing these childish, stupid, games. Anyway, this is on the way to be delivered, and since I'm running Chrome over here, which I have a Chrome computer over here hooked to the internet and everything else, and using the Chrome operating system, of course, I have 2 USB cameras on it. I may, when I get this, I think I want to be in such a hurry, a new toy, I think what I should do is hook it up over here, and then I could say, hey, this new Avery Media Cam 513 will work with, the Chrome operating system. I'm not sure. Well, eventually I'll probably do that, but I don't know. I think probably when I get this, I will want to. So I'm going to have on my computer here uh, the Brio, Logitech Brio, which is a 4K, and then I'll have this, which is 4K. Now I'm not going to be recording in 4K. There's no reason for me to. You don't want to see me in 4K. You don't want to see me in 1080p. You don't want to see me in 320 by 240. I mean, So, okay, now what's the other thing? There was something else I wanted to tell you. Oh, my cell phone. I mentioned the other day, I won't go through that again. Oh, I don't think I told you. I did, maybe I did in the last video, I can't remember. Well, I guess I got to tell you a little bit because not everybody watches every video. You're smart. I forget what cell phone I had, but I switched from Mint for the cell phone service to Google Fi, and it was more expensive going to Mint worked out okay. It was cheaper. Anyway, I went to Google Fi, and so then I was on Google Fi, and then on their site at some point, a month or two, or I don't know how long after I signed up, they had a special. They sold the Moto G stylus cell phone for $200 off. I blogged about that and I put the link, and the deal, and I don't remember paying too much attention to it. I guess I paid it, those things that when every place you go and product you buy and everything, you have to click on these things that you understand, Anyway, the people here at this apartment complex are really nice, but I think they just about fell out of their chair when, on a couple of occasions. Every year we have to sign a lease, and every year they add new stuff on, new stuff onto it, and you have to initial every page and all this kind of stuff. And I was down there in the office, doing that, and I said, I don't read this, and I'll sign it, but I don't read it. What? You don't read, But maybe I should pay more attention. So anyway, I signed up for Google, and they had this thing, $200 off for the Moto stylus. Every time I try to get this, here it is. Every time I try to do that on camera here, I don't have any trouble, but every time I try to do it with the camera going, I fumble for 10 minutes with the getting the stylus out. Anyway, they had this deal, so I took it, and part of the deal was for, I forget how long, 6 months or something, you had to keep, using this. I'm sure I probably just skipped my mind. Then the new Google Pixel 3A came out, and I had to have that. I think some of you made comments, Jim, you just got a cell phone, and I think I had like 3 cell phones in a short period, of time. But anyway, I got the Pixel, which is, remember, this is Google. Now, I have signed up with the Google Fi service, and from them I bought the Google 3A or whatever it was, and I replaced with them my new phone. So I wasn't using the Moto anymore, the G Moto stylus, and So I purchased one of their phones, a Google phone, and I was using that on the service. And then my grown son, I had him sign up, for me. I actually signed up where I was paying, for him because otherwise, he was using something, and I don't think it was meant someplace else, and he would just, it wasn't worth, he didn't want to spend the money to even, do it. So I want him to keep a cell phone. I think everybody needs a cell phone. So I signed him up. So they got a new cut. They got a new. I expanded my service, uh, and then so new customer, new cell phone, using almost zero data because I never go anywhere, and when I'm using the cell phone, I'm using Wi-Fi. Seemed like there was something else. Anyway, after a few months, I got a notice that said, you know, you've met 6 of the 7 things, it listed them. You've done, yeah, but you're failing on this thing of not keeping the cell phone, Moto G stylus, on. And so, God, I hate phones. Partially because I have hearing difficulty. And I also, because of the hearing difficulty, the way it is, it's not just that when you hear somebody has problem hearing, you might want to talk loud to them or something. It's not that. It's different. And then when you have a hearing loss like that, different in both ears, all that kind of stuff, different time. It's difficult for me to understand sometimes what people are saying, and especially if they have an accent, something like that. And of course, if you mention that or something, they're going to be offended. So anyway, I got a notice that okay, you met all these except for this one, and so I thought, oh crap. I'm not sure that I knew that it was for $200. I mean, I've forgotten that, I think. And so then just a week or so ago, I got a notice that effective with my billing, which is going to be in 3 days, they're going to charge me the regular $35, I think it is, for the cell phone service. Or is it 55? I think it's 35. I think it's 35. Not bad. But they're going to charge me the $200 on the thing. So I mentioned that I called them, and luckily, I called them on the phone, and I had no problem hearing the person. There was sometimes when you talk to call centers or whatever, you can hear like 25 people in the background talking, laughing, eating their lunch and all that kind of stuff. And then sometimes they're in India or something, and I can't make out what they're saying. But anyway, I called the guy. Sounded very nice, and I could understand everything he was saying. And I said, has anybody physically actually, I explained what the situation was. Has anybody actually looked at my situation here? I was, I signed up with you people. I was, the only person, signed up just one cell phone for the account. I use like 0 data because I'm using Wi-Fi. The only place I ever go is to a doctor's office like every 6 months or something. That's the only time I'm out. And then I added, my son to the account, so we had 2 phones on the account. And then what was the other thing? Well, anyway, then I bought it. Oh, that was it. Then I bought a Google phone. A Google phone. And I said, so it seems like if you would look at this, you would think, you know. And the guy said, I'm sorry, it's, you know, you'll be charged $200 extra on your. And I said, okay, thank you very much. You know, so, but anyway, and I'm not trying to get, because this wouldn't work. I knew that, but I thought, well, I like the stylus thing. Since this all came to my mind, you know, I like the. Where's my camera? I just decided, and I honestly, I didn't think that, I'm not trying to think that I'm going to fool them or something like that. But anyway, I took the SIM card out and everything, and you know, put it in here, but now it doesn't want to, you know. I can do some stuff, but some stuff I can't do. Let me show you like one of the things here. Okay, like the Play Store is on here. This is on my front page. If I hit Play Store, I get this screen. And I think what it is, well, of course, I've had several messages in here that are telling me that something isn't, you know. So I guess today I'm going to log into the site and fix this. So I'll be using this cell phone, and I guess here in 3 days I'll be paying $200 extra because of my stupidity. And but I really think I've had the link for Google Fi listed on my YouTube page down at the bottom, you know, like links. I've taken that off. There was something else that was on there. Oh, Amazon Pharmacy. I added them down there as a link, and I'm not going to go into that because I've gone into that. And for some people, Amazon Pharmacy will be an excellent deal. My ex-wife, because I have Amazon Prime, my ex-wife is using it, and it's working out great for her because there's 2 medications that for some reason she has trouble getting, and she's able to get them, you know, sent to her, you know, using Amazon. And then I noticed too, which I mentioned when I talked about, I noticed that I have, of course, you know, health insurance, and I paid this $360 for each prescription, and 2 of the prescriptions that I take, and I take 7 or 8 different things, 2 of them are less than $360, so I actually could get them from Amazon Pharmacy at cheaper price. The only problem is there's 2 prescriptions that I get that I pay $360 for. One of them is $40, and I think the other's $35 or something. That's a lot more. So I've taken that link off, but in the video I do tell you, hey, you know, you might want to check it out. Oh, okay, there's one more thing, yeah. Where is it? Come on, I know it was here. Okay, where did I lose it here? Here it is. 13 years ago, I signed up for Podmatic. It's and I signed up for 2 or 3 other podcasts. I think podcasts back then were kind of podcasts were kind of taking off. So I signed up and made one podcast on, and the link will be below, by the way. But I think I'm going to start doing some podcast in addition to, my YouTube, which could be a podcast. A lot of my, maybe all of my stuff just about. You could listen to it in your car, without watching the video, of course. But I think I'm going to play with that. So that's something coming in. The link is below. I think will be. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, I changed the settings, but I'm using Manicam again. And I made a video yesterday or last night, and the voice sync was off, so I didn't upload it. But we'll see. I changed this thing back to 30 frames per second. And by the way, this new this is supposed to do really well for syncing of things, and I forget why. I can't remember now why. I watched some videos about it. So this camera may fix that problem. We'll see. That's something we'll find out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.